Good afternoon, this is KHTS Radio coming to you live from the scene on Center Point Parkway. Now what we're looking at here is one of the William S. Hart District buildings where a fire was reported inside the building. Now we have right here lots of firefighters responding to the scene. Once again, this is over on Center Point Parkway over in Santa Clarita at a building, one of the maintenance buildings owned by the William S. Hart District. Now, when the fire first came in, it was first reported at just after 5 o'clock, about 5:03 p.m. And at first, when reports came in, there were a possibility that there may have been people trapped inside. As of this point, firefighters have swept the building, and they are looking for more information as to how the fire got started, but nobody has been discovered inside. We do not believe that anybody has been trapped. However, that was the initial report here. Something very interesting is that what you get to see here is one of the ladder trucks from Fire Station 104. 104, for those of you who don't know, is one of the closest fire stations to Center Point Parkway. It's right over by the Fallen Heroes Memorial Bridge over on Golden Valley and Newhall Ranch Road. So that's one of the closer fire stations, and we don't often get to see it deploy due to the fact that here in Santa Clarita, we don't really have that many large buildings, thankfully, that have that many major emergencies that require the deployment of the ladder truck. So this is something very interesting that we get to see here. Once again, there have been no injuries reported, and despite initial reports, there are no persons trapped. However, firefighters are still sweeping the building. If you had just joined the stream a couple minutes ago, you may have seen firefighters getting dressed, putting their fire retardant outfits on, as well as climbing up the ladder itself to check out damage to the roof. When I first arrived about 15 minutes ago, there was smoke spewing from the left side of the building. As far as we know, all of the damage is to the inside of the building. We really can't see much from out here, but there is a major response in terms of firefighters over here on Center Point Parkway. So something that's very interesting, if you're driving by, you may actually see a lot of unfamiliar firefighter crews. The reason for that is due to the shooting that happened up at Fire Station 81 in Agua Dulce about 2 weeks ago. Most firefighters that are from this area have been put on various types of leave in order to deal with the fallout and the trauma of that shooting that happened. So there's a lot of unfamiliar crews. But we're talking about, at least as of this time, multiple fire stations are currently responding to this fire. I'll give you one more iteration of what exactly is going on here at the fire here on Center Point Parkway. The fire was first reported at about 5:03 this evening, and at the time, people had reported that there were possible persons trapped inside. This has proven not to be the case. However, firefighters are still very carefully checking the building in order to make sure that they didn't accidentally miss anyone and make sure that there's nobody underneath any sort of equipment. You can't see it because it is behind the camera as of this time, but we have several crews from different fire stations around the Santa Clarita Valley responding to this fire, including, as you can see, the ladder truck from Fire Station 104, which is right in front of you. As I mentioned, we don't get to see that one deploy too often due to just the relative size of buildings that we normally respond to in this area. Normally, it's a little bit smaller. The building itself that you can see in front of us is actually one of the William S. Hart District maintenance buildings. When I first arrived, there was smoke that we could clearly see coming from part of the roof on the left side. Thankfully, that appears to no longer be the case, and they have called knockdown on this incident. Now that means that the fire may not be entirely out, but the fire is under control. So we do really expect to see a lot of firefighter activity in the area for some time. Oh, you can actually see, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but on the right side of the screen, more smoke has started coming from part of the building. It looks like they've opened up one of the garage access doors on the right side of this building, and smoke has started coming out from the inside. Now, we don't know exactly what may have caused the fire at this time. I have spoken to members of the William S. Hart District Administration, and at this time, we really don't know what may have caused the fire. Thankfully, I can tell you that there are no injuries, and there is a very large response in terms of firefighters in the area who are looking to try to figure out exactly what is the cause of the incident. I can also tell you that traffic in the area is unencumbered if you're looking to travel through Center Point Parkway. We're right over by the William S. Hart District main building, as well as the Walmart and the Upper Shopping Center just to our east here. None of the traffic in the area is impeded at all, and we have plenty of firefighters in the area responding to the situation. As a matter of fact, okay, just give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you. All right, thank you guys very much for bearing with us. We're here at the scene of a fire at a maintenance building owned by the William S. Hart District. The fire is largely inside the building and appears to be mostly out. However, there is a lot of smoke coming from inside of the building itself. No injuries have been reported despite initial reports that people may be trapped. You're going to see a couple of firefighters walking around the area for some time as they work to try to figure out not only what the extent of the damage is, but what the true source of the blaze. Dealing with fires like this where it just suddenly starts, they can have a lot of different causes. We're talking about anything from an electrical failure to somebody managed to store two things too close together, to even the fact that it is Southern California and we are just getting our first heat wave of the season. If those of you who have been outside at all, it kind of sucks this week. So be careful what you're storing and where you're storing it. Once again, we don't really have any proof of what the cause might be, but there are a lot of options, especially as we start trying to investigate what is happening here. What you can see in front of us is Fire Station 156 joining the ladder truck from Station 104, which is right around the corner here. All right, and it looks like we do have confirmation that there is nobody trapped as of this time. I'll give you one more recap of the scene, and then I'll let you guys go for the night. We're here on Center Point Parkway, in front of one of the William S. Hart District maintenance buildings. We're actually nearly right across the street from the Beth Shalom Temple over here on Center Point. Firefighters are crawling all over the streets here, trying to figure out what exactly is going on. Thankfully, the fire is under control as of this time, and they're just trying to make sure that there's no more hot spots inside the building and no potential danger to anybody who may be going inside. Overall, we can confirm that no injuries have been reported and no persons are trapped despite initial reports. We do expect there to be a lot of firefighter activity in the area for some time, so please bear with us. For more information on this story and other local news, you can head on over to hometownstation.com. The rest of the news team is working on writing up this story right now and giving you more information. So go ahead and head on over to hometownstation.com. You can also tune in to our radio station at 98.1 FM or AM 1220. Thank you all very much for joining us. This is Jade Avishon.